Hong Kong's government has expanded its list of in-demand professions to include 9 new specializations, effective March 1, further bolstering its high-value, diversified economy. This update, the second in 2 years, now encompasses 60 professions experiencing local talent shortages. The inclusion of skilled professionals, such as accountants and Islamic finance experts, will facilitate their immigration to Hong Kong through designated programs, leveraging the significant potential of the Islamic finance market and attracting expertise from regions like Malaysia and the Middle East to address a critical skills gap. The Talent List, established in 2018 and reviewed 3 times since, has expanded from 11 to 60 professional categories. The most significant expansion occurred in May 2021, increasing the number of categories from 13 to 51. A Labor and Welfare Bureau spokesperson stated that approximately 350 applications involving listed professions received immigration facilitation before the update, compared to 1123 after the update by the end of last year, demonstrating the effectiveness of the Talent List review. The Second Amendment to the Closer Economic Partnership Arrangement, CEPA, Services Trade Agreement between the mainland and Hong Kong will come into effect on December 1. The Hong Kong Special Administrative Region, HKSAR, Government and the Ministry of Commerce are holding a 2-day briefing session starting today. Chief Executive John Lee announced yesterday that over 10 central government ministries, including the Ministry of Commerce, will be in Hong Kong today to brief the industry on the new CEPA measures and arrangements. Despite heightened U.S.-China tensions and the imposition of tariffs on Hong Kong goods by the Trump administration, Hong Kong's jewelry exports to the U.S., a key market, saw a year-on-year increase of over 10% last year. While some jewelers have passed the 10% tariff cost onto consumers, industry leaders view this as a detrimental self-inflicted economic blow. The chief executive, in consultation with the Executive Council, approved a 5.25% increase to the statutory minimum wage, raising it from $40 to $42.10 per hour. This translates to a daily increase of $16.80 for an 8-hour workday. This is the first adjustment using the upward-only formula and, pending Legislative Council approval, will take effect on May 1. The pro-establishment Democratic Party is reportedly considering disbanding again, with a Central Committee meeting expected this week to discuss the matter. While party chairman Loh Kin Hei did not respond to inquiries, several Central Committee members declined to comment or did not respond. Former Vice Chairman Lee Wah-ming and Dickie Deek asserted their unawareness of the situation but expressed hope for the party's continued existence. Lee emphasized the party's importance to the one country, two systems framework, questioning how consensus and tolerance could be achieved without it. This is not the first time the party has faced internal discussions about disbanding. In a crackdown on illegal workers, Hong Kong's Immigration Department conducted 12 operations across the city since February 2, arresting 24 individuals. 14 South Asian individuals were arrested for working illegally as food delivery riders, while 10 Hong Kong residents were arrested for renting out their delivery accounts to compatriots. for approximately 3,000 Hong Kong dollars per month. The government proposes amending the copyright ordinance to facilitate AI development by introducing a text and data mining exemption. This would allow the reasonable use of copyrighted works for computer data analysis and processing, striking a balance between copyright holders and users' rights. The government plans to include safeguards, such as an opt-out mechanism for copyright holders. The government's proposed amendment to the copyright ordinance regarding AI development is a balanced approach. Legislator Wong Kam Fai rightly points out that AI developers must abide by the law, emphasizing the need for streamlined processes allowing for copyright-compliant AI training data use. Solutions such as software-based source identification and copyright holders using Creative Commons licenses to clarify usage terms will facilitate this responsible development. Hong Kong police swiftly apprehended a 37-year-old man, surnamed Man, for suspected animal cruelty following a report from a veterinary clinic in Kwai Chung. The man brought in a severely injured cat which subsequently died. A thorough investigation, including a search of the suspect's residence, is underway. The case is being handled efficiently by the Kwai Sing District Criminal Investigation Team. The Transport Advisory Committee will meet today with taxi industry and ride-hailing platform representatives to discuss ride-hailing regulations. While the Hong Kong Radio Taxi Association previously threatened a 5-day taxi strike starting October 5 if the government didn't adequately address illegal unlicensed vehicles, Chief Executive John Lee warned that such drastic action would harm citizens and be unpopular. Several other taxi groups attending the committee meeting expressed reservations about the strike, supporting the crackdown on illegal vehicles but fearing public backlash. The association's chairman later clarified that the strike is indefinite and hinges on the outcome of today's meeting, hoping the government will consider the concerns of both taxi drivers and owners. The Housing Authority announced that the average public housing waiting time fell to 5.3 years by the end of December 2024, a 0.2-year decrease from the previous quarter and the lowest since 2018, representing a 9.5-month reduction from the recent high of 6.1 years. Chief Executive John Lee highlighted this as a success, noting the reduction saves an estimated 30,000 Hong Kong dollars in rent for those moving from subdivided flats. A transportation worker is on trial for murder after his 3-year-old daughter died from a brain hemorrhage following a violent shaking incident in 2020. The girl passed away on her birthday. Testifying via video link, the defendant's girlfriend described her daughter as a cheerful, bright, and studious child who loved singing and drawing. She added that the defendant was overly strict with the child, once making her kneel as punishment for refusing to read English words and sing songs. A 70-year-old woman lost over 60 million Hong Kong dollars in an investment scam. The High Court heard yesterday, testifying. The victim, who lived through the Cultural Revolution and arrived in Hong Kong in the 1970s, explained that she received approximately 200 million Hong Kong dollars after divorcing her businessman husband. She trusted Fan Pui Wan, who claimed to work at a bank, and repeatedly transferred funds for investments, stating in court, "I never suspected her. I believed everything she said." The Environment and Ecology Bureau submitted a proposal to the Legislative Council's Environmental Affairs Committee for a producer responsibility scheme on plastic beverage containers and paper-based drink cartons. The plan advocates a market-led approach, where beverage suppliers provide their own recycling services and offer a minimum 10 Hong Kong cents refund for each returned container or carton. A 4-stage recycling target is set, aiming for 75% plastic container and 50% paper carton recycling rates within 6 to 8 years of implementation. However, timelines for stages 1 to 3 are unspecified, with the first year focusing on industry registration and public awareness campaigns. Police successfully dismantled the first clandestine operation to manufacture dangerous space oil drugs following the enactment of new legislation. A raid on a factory in Fo Tan uncovered illicit equipment and materials used to produce these dangerous items, resulting in the arrest of a suspect now facing charges of trafficking and manufacturing dangerous drugs. Day 134 of the trial against Jimmy Lai and Apple Daily for allegedly colluding with foreign forces saw the prosecution argue that Apple Daily's interview with radical protesters glorified their actions, a claim Lai denies. The prosecution further alleges that Lai's article advocating for a leadership team among radical protesters incited violence, a claim Lai rejected, urging the prosecution to stop wasting time fabricating things before being reminded by the judge to answer questions instead of arguing with the prosecution. The prosecution questioned Jimmy Lai yesterday regarding his program, Live Chat with Jimmy Lai, presenting communications showing high-level executives offering advice and coordinating its broadcast across various Apple Daily platforms. The prosecution suggested this demonstrated a shared understanding and asked Lai if he agreed the program was, in effect, an Apple Daily production. Lai denied this, maintaining it was his personal program, with Apple Daily merely providing support and utilizing the content. Customs seized over 21,000 cases of smuggled cigarettes last year, an 80% increase from the previous year. This surge is attributed to consecutive tobacco tax hikes, raising the tax per pack to 66 Hong Kong dollars, incentivizing smuggling. To combat this, authorities plan to amend the law to increase penalties and enhance customs enforcement powers. Ngong Ping 360 achieved record-breaking success in 2022, with cable car revenue reaching a historic high of 413 million Hong Kong dollars, a 30% increase compared to 2021 and a 32% increase compared to 2019. Visitor numbers also surged to 1.56 million, representing a 13% rise over 2021 and an 8% increase over 2019. Managing Director Patrick Tung announced the company's profitability for the year and outlined plans for continued growth, including collaborations with popular brands like the classic comic, Niu Zi, for Easter events and the opening of a flagship Da Dolce ice cream store in September, adding even more attractions to the Ngong Ping village. Starting in the 2025-26 academic year, Hong Kong's 2 medical schools will increase their student intake from 590 to 650 places, with the specific allocation to be determined. Both schools plan to offer a second medical degree program. The Hospital Authority, HA, will implement a new policy starting on October 24, limiting outpatient and discharged patient medication dispensing to a maximum of 24 weeks, approximately 6 months, per prescription. This initiative, according to HA Chief Pharmacist Choi Chun-ming, aims to reduce medication waste and free up resources for the introduction of new drugs, ensuring Hong Kong has access to the best available medications.